So all these things I want to say in this one, and I'm not looking at it as a victim. I'm going to separate myself from it. But you can only look at your own life and the trajectory of it, and then start breaking down from, to try and better society overall for everybody. You can only really look at your own life and other people's lives. Mm-hmm. But for me personally, anyway, so I've been through some shit. Okay, and we all. There's been some extreme stuff, whether right nor wrong. But the fact is, right, so people will say, why are you such a loner? Well, there's two reasons. Group mentality is very good. Don't get me wrong. But also group dynamic also is very bad. It has that sort of flow ratio, and what's good, what's bad. I don't want to draw on here because, I want to keep that for another one, but... I got some on here, maybe.
Oh, yeah, you do.
So, you can look at things as yin and yang, right? Mm-hmm. And I was talking the other day about this sort of graph where people say, let's say, good, and let's say bad, yes?
Yeah.
And most people want to stay in the good, yes? Mm-hmm. But sometimes they dip over towards the bad, yes?
Yeah.
Well, in order for that to dip over to the bad, what's bad appears to be good, and what's good appears to be bad, right? So I have to call it good and bad. Mm-hmm. And I have to call it bad and good, well, a bit terrible, and bad, yeah. Mm-hmm. So mainly we're going to look at the good on this ratio, and when good becomes bad, and when bad becomes good, this factors into group dynamic, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're a loner, or people think that you're a loner, I wouldn't have gone through half the amount of shit from another group. Okay, now I'm going to take this as the council, the courts. There's been a lot of injustices, right? If I was somebody who had a group behind me, they wouldn't have done that. Mm-hmm. Prove your innocence. If you want to prove you're innocent, stay away from your son. Mm-hmm. That's a court saying that. And that's a magistrate's court saying that. The court no longer stands today, but still, that is a big thing to say to people, right? Yeah. And the people that were there that can hear that and vouch for it, that's when doing good becomes bad. Do you see that it bounces over towards the bad? And then if I stay good, I'm also doing bad. Because how does your son see that in reflection? What's the mental health on that? So do you understand? If I was with a group, that wouldn't happen. So the group dynamic would then be like, oh, no way, that's not good. We should stop formulating in society and let's rally together and let's demand justice. Mm-hmm. And to a societal point, that looks bad, disruptive and everything else. But to an individual standpoint, going forwards, that is good. And what is usually expected as good is then seen as bad. And to the other group, what's seen as good, where everyone accepts it, and you protest, that then looks like badness. Mm-hmm. Do you see that? Yeah. And then the last instant that we went through with the council, when you're on your own, and they know it because your background, that's how they operate. And Saffron, if they don't want me to say it, you shouldn't have done it. That's just the way it is. And you would change. And if you don't want to change, then that's up to you. If I had a group dynamic or fame or any of these above, people were going to demand justice to be done. Mm-hmm. And that group dynamic, being the council and Saffron Housing, the way they were operating, the group mentality was toxic. Why? Because they were all boistering each other, giving each other permission. Yeah. And whatever it is, they must have felt that they were doing good, when in actual fact it was bad, but the group convinced themselves that they were doing good. And I see that as what they are expected to do good, and then they were doing bad. To the point where it could have killed you, me, and we still don't know if it's going to, with the asbestos. Yeah. rat poison, rat droppings, mold, and the toxins inside the house. There were a lot. Now, that's put my child in danger,
Yeah.
and you would think that the council would do a lot more than that. The way they behaved versus what pictures they took, and then the ones that I took, what they ignored, in order to say that what I was doing was bad and what they were doing was good. So do you, and then they were showboating each other on to this sort of process. Now, in their minds, they must have felt that they were doing good. I don't think anyone sets out to think that we're going to do some bad stuff. Now, why were they doing good? Did I say something about a king? Did I say something about their order? Did I not cry when the Queen passed? Did I not do something that they have got it twisted and then feel that that was bad because I didn't bend a knee? And then they have to give justice, and then that makes them right to do that, which it actually doesn't. I got to ask a question. Would the council cry when my grandfather passed? No? Did we have a minute's silence then? Did they all go and put up pictures in the shop windows for anyone in your family or anybody else's? So now should I view that as bad then and disrespectful? Did they separate my grandfather and my nan after being together for God knows how many years? And then when it come to a care home, they were separated. Forcefully separated against their own will, whilst I see other people who have a large amount of money get home help and their couples stay in the house until they pass. So should I be looking at that? So one-sided living versus give and take. But then their mentality of constantly taking taxes off of people and not delivering. You can build new libraries. You can build new town councils. You can put money into businesses. You get the businesses to pick your mayors, but they don't pay council tax. And the people can't choose the mayor. It's down to a mayor to pick what happens in the town, and the town shop owners get to pick what decorations go up in the town, but none of the people get to pick what money that they've paid in taxes get utilized for Christmas and what they want to see. We have to be told by what the shops want, and we are told by what the council want, but not by what we, the people, would like to see. You see, the superiority is right there. So a better way would be, ask the people. You can send them a form when it comes to taking money off of them. And then we look at the rich. And then we look at, and it's not inherently because people are rich or not, but when we don't have a comprehensive taxing system in this country, we've got A, B, and C band. C band seems like it's the most amount of money. But what happens if you earn trillions on top of that? At C band, you've just made that money in a minute. 1 minute you've made that money. Your house is X amount of size, and you've made that money in 1 minute. Whereas it takes average people on band A to work 7 days to 2 weeks to even be able to fill the coffers that you're demanding. Yet if you earn past a certain amount, the tax doesn't increase to the amount you pay, but it does to poor and working class. Then these individuals that have got a lot get to say what happens in the community. But people in the community don't get a letter through the post since, have at it, you're a taxpayer, welcome to it. What would you like to see this Christmas? What type of Christmas lights would you like to see in the town this Christmas? We've got this much money left over at the end of the year and we have to spend it in order to get the next amount of money. What would you like to see put into the town? Would you like us to build a library that's dated and move the old library from a church to build a new one on a car park, to then give the car park to a private company, to then charge you to park there while painting double yellow lines throughout your town? Do you want us to build a nice, beautiful building for the town council with no asbestos, beautiful wood, massive windows? Because the others said, we don't like being in this building because it's too this, it's too that. But if you're a town council, you're going to be spending very little time in that building because you're going to be out in the town building stuff, cleaning stuff, tidying stuff, not sat in a building. And then for a building that's then built on common land, is that acceptable?
No, not on common land.
You're told to be patient. You're always told to be patient. Could we, if we'd asked the people, look at how many waiting lists there are at the doctors. You can barely get a doctor's appointment. Why? Because it's like trying to cram sardines into a tin.
Yeah.
Would the money have been better spent if that was turned into a doctor's surgery as opposed to a library? And we'd have made do with the small library. People go to a library to take a book out, usually, and take it home with them to read. And then they bring it back when they're done. Some people sit in the library, but it's not that full. Do we need bigger schools? Do we need better infrastructure inside our schools? Do we need better education system inside our schools? Do we need bigger doctors' surgeries? But no, we need a great big town council building for all of the workers there. No, we need a great big new library built. And then we're going to be charged for the car park that goes off to a private investor. You didn't think that with all of that tax you didn't have enough money to buy a car park. But people will abuse it. Well, then we think out the box then, don't we? If you come to the library, you get free parking. Here's your ticket. Everybody else pays that wants to come into it. But if you're coming here to read, here you are. And we will reserve these spaces for you. But we just don't get it. Doctor's surgeries overcrammed. No NHS dentists. What would you rather? Have a dentist built? More affordable dentists? More affordable oral health care?
Yeah.
For people on low income? Or a new library? Or a new town council? It's a waste of money. And then the town council now stays empty, the old building.
Yeah.
The lights are left on in it. Who's paying for that, I wonder? Got the money to renovate a brand new building, but don't have the money to renovate an old townhouse.
Yeah.
Just really doesn't make sense. And then it's about prioritizing, isn't it? And then I look at behavior with this. It's an interesting behavior. You're going to be spending most of your time inside a building. Then does that mean that you're not going to be spending most of your time out fixing things? So requiring to fix things in a town requires people to stay inside an office somewhere. Do we own the train tracks here? Do we really own that? I thought it was private companies that owned that the last time I checked. Private trains were using it. Maybe it's been brought back into public ownership. Who knows? Never heard anything about it. And then the buses that go around. I thought these were private companies. But yet it's got a logo on the side of it to a company that's earning, what, £1 million turnover a year? And it says funded by government. We funded that. Funded by the people. Funded by the government from the people. There's just never any say in it, is it? It's all about what you do and how great you look, and us people are just nothing. We don't do anything here. That makes me really question things. And then in a doctor's surgery, you have to be patient. Can you imagine if this was a prison? You're just going to have to be patient. There isn't enough room for you right now. Go on, here's your ticket. Be patient. We'll let you know when there's a slot. You know, anything that's beneficial, you've got to be patient. Anything that doesn't serve a purpose for you, it's built like that.
Yeah.
And I often find this very, very interesting. This is a very interesting thing. And then we've got no money. Seems like you got a lot of money there. How much did it cost to build that? And again, what about the people there? What do they want to see more of in that area? The Ketts Park. What else could be put there that's beneficial for the kids that are bored? But no, life isn't about play. It's about work, 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 work. Can you imagine if you told your employer or the taxman, woman, human, whatever, if you told them, I'll get your tax, just be patient. Look, come on, you've got to have some patience.
They don't have.
That would be demanded, your stuff taken, hold on ransom, or you'll be put in prison. Well, man, they got no patience. But they demand patience from you. That's not equal. And then this whole genderizing and we talk about equality, right? So if I am a certain type of religious group, which I'm not, all of them and pagan, every single religion that there is out there. What sexuality are you? Every single one. Lesbian, gay, straight, all of it, the lot. Why? Because then I get a free talk about them all then, can't I? I can talk about all the religions in the light and in the dark, yes? Mm-hmm. The good parts and the bad parts of every single one. What's your background then? I'm every single background. Part Russian, part American, part Irish and part Australian. I'm a little bit of it all. Why is that? Doesn't that mean I get a free right to talk? Do I get freedom of speech then? Because my category is all of these? Because that's true equality, isn't it? Yeah. If I identify as one, I'm only within limits allowed to talk about one. So if I'm straight, can I only talk about straight stuff? If I'm gay, can I talk about being gay and the pros and cons about it? Do I have some freedom to do that?
Yeah.
If I study Judaism, can I talk about Judaism in the light and the dark? Do I get freedom? Do I get religious freedom if I am all of them? Because sooner or later, if you can't talk about anything, and then that homeless one, you're not allowed to say homeless because it might be offensive. You have to say unhomed or something. This is a clever tactic. So then it means that anyone that's ever spoke about homelessness or saying homeless, I've been homeless. Yeah. But when you say anything about it, those videos then have to drop down from the algorithm. And then you've got a choice. Go back to those videos and change the word. Or does that buy you some time? Soon, are we going to be allowed to say anything about our government? You're not a politician, so you can't talk about it. It's a protective characteristic. Pronoun MP. You're not allowed to talk about it unless you are one. Do you see how a slow erosion of control actually starts to ride up? I have to be a certain ethnicity in order to talk about ethnicity. Because if not, it's classed as racism. Oh, hold on a minute. I thought we all came from the same area. Didn't we? Isn't that what science books have taught us in school? That we all came out of the seas somewhere in Africa. And then we all left. Yeah. But now they're saying that we came from somewhere up in cold lands or something. I don't know. So is that all of us that came from there? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, okay then. So if I have this in my family, then therefore my genetics are made up of all of this and more.
In all of us, yeah.
So do we all have a right to then speak about things then? And then how do you get equality and then certain characteristics are protected, but others are not. So I can be hated for being an atheist. I can be hated for being on benefits. I can be hated, and it's because it's offensive. It's offensive. Oh, king, please, put your crown away. Why? I find it offensive. Do you know how many people I've seen starve to death? God. Okay, not inherently do I agree with that or disagree with it, but it's the point. Oh, government, I find it so offensive what you're doing. Oh my God, look at the amount of people died on benefits that were fit for work but actually end up dying of a terminal illness. Oh, suicide. Oh my God, I find that politicking so offensive. Oh, what should we do? Should we hide it? Well, no, maybe we should just stop doing that. Oh, okay then. Because it's offensive, and if you do anything like that, it's discrimination. That is discrimination. Oh, DWP mistress at the top of that. Oh my God, I find that so offensive. Oh, that should be illegal. Oh my days. Rachel Reeves, I find your words offensive, by the way. Oh, all people on benefits are this, and this. Oh my God, I find it offensive that the black hole budget is caused by people on benefits. I find it so offensive. In fact, I find that discriminatory. Oh God, rich people. Oh my days. Oh, whilst you're living well, I see people on the streets of your oh my day. What ridiculous nonsense. And then in the end, you can't talk about nothing. And then, do you have a democracy anymore? Well, technically you don't, right? If we sit here protecting it all. We don't have freedom of speech, but we do, but we don't, but we do, but we don't, but we do, but we don't. But yet you lot have all got freedom of speech. Can't say anything about banking industry without it being offensive. If it is true, then it's not offensive, is it?
No.
If it is true, how can it be offensive? Telling the truth is offending people? How is that? I just don't get it. I really don't understand this, right? And another thing that I don't get is prisons. You mean to tell me, right? They say that psychology is the thing, yes? Yeah. Everyone is ruled in prison for psychology, yeah? Yeah. So do you want to help me understand something real quick? See if you can process this, yeah? They commit a large amount of crimes when they're out of prison, and then when they're in prison, they just turn into saints.
Yeah.
So it stares you in the face that it's about environment.
Yeah.
If you can have criminals in a prison that almost go straight, on the straight and narrow path, but yet when they're outside of prison, something about society just makes them, and I wonder what that could be. What do you get in prison that you don't get in the outside world? You get all your needs looked after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Access to healthcare, access to food, access to hot water, access to showers, access to a place to stay.
Yeah.
Now I wonder.
Education.
So, and it's free.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to charge them?
Yeah, you can go to university, do university degree then.
And then we have psychology and sociology arguing the toss with each other. Seems to me that sociology seems to be winning in this one. That's weird. Now, let's do another statistic then of sociology and psychology, right? The animal acts like an animal out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Barely clings to life, struggles, and then we bring it into farming.
Yeah.
And it explodes. Why? Because it gets all of its needs looked after?
Yeah.
It fears you in the environment. But in a pen somewhere, it does not. And now the environment has changed. That's the only thing. The animal didn't change, did it?
No.
The animal must have changed itself. No, the environment changed. It's still the same animal, still the same psychology. But sociology, the outside environment, has now affected its mind that makes it relaxed. That's why you can't take an animal that you kept in captivity and put it back into the wild.
Yeah.
Because the environment has changed the inner mechanisms. And everyone waltzes around saying it's a you problem. It's a you problem. It's a you problem. When in actual fact, it's looking like this openly, and we're so dumb.
Yeah.
It's society. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. This is a societal problem. What are you going to do if a prisoner starts talking openly? Do they have freedom of speech in a prison? I bet they fucking do. What are you going to do? Arrest them again? What are you going to do? Send them to court? Oh my God, let's give them another life sentence on top of a life sentence. Wow, that must be so scary. If you're here for life, no parole, what the hell is any more years on that going to actually do? And yet what we find is these people go quite straight. Not all of them, but more than what they did when they were out in the wild.
Yeah.
Out in a nation that apparently is the richest and doesn't give a shit about its own people. Now, whether I'm saying that this is inherently true or not, I just look at the patterns. And then, you know, I think I've been tested quite a lot with the outside environment. And you know what? It would have been so easy to flip my lid. And it probably felt good in the moment. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really agree with it all 100%. But understand, it takes a lot to bite your lip. When they're playing games with you inside your own home, right underneath your nose, and they're making it super obvious because they want to push for a reaction. And they're not getting it, so these bullies keep pushing, and they're worse than bullies. They're worse than bullies. Bullies stop when you ignore it. Oh, if you get bullied, just ignore it and the bullying will stop. Actually, it amplifies because you're not fighting back. So if you're a bully, just ignore it. Just ignore it and it will all go away. My mum did this. It cost her, but my mum did this. It changed nothing. She was arrested on our birthdays, threatened to be killed in front of us kids. We were threatened to be killed in front of her. Do you know what it's like to grow up with, like, for a kid? And all of the council standing around going, we just didn't know. Oh, here's a piece of paper. Just tell us how it made you feel. That's it. And then when he's actually making it good on those threats, making attempts on those threats, he's actually aiming his car. If I hadn't pulled my sister out of the way, she would maybe she would live. But it would be how she would live, head first into a fucking car. He meant it. But because I'm young and everyone else with children, it's not really a lot we can do about it. Until your kids turn up dead, there's nothing we can do about it. I threat to kill a dog and I'm nearly put in jail for 5 years. Can you believe that shit? Words, just words. I'm good with words. I'm good at saying things. I really do. I can say a lot of stuff. And very hurtful stuff. Does it actually mean I'd do it? No. Then you've got the people out there that don't even threat it and they just do it. Then you've got a small percentage of people, and it's very small, that will threat it and then make good on those threats. But larger amount, that's how you don't know murderers are going to murder, right?
Yeah.
Killers kill. They don't threat it. Ted Bundy wasn't exactly going around saying, I'm going to kill some people. He never once come out with it, hence why they don't get caught. In fact, they don't say it, they just leave little tidbits for the police to find. Just to rub it in as how shit you are. Do you think if they were threatening it, they'd have been found? And yet, people that say things are held accountable and thrown in jail for saying things.
Yeah.
And then they say it's because you haven't got freedom of speech. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that's how you catch people that do crimes, because they're all fucking admitting it. Look, they all threatened it, didn't they? That's why you don't know who did what, and then you have to collect evidence. The evidence speaks louder, but not one single confession from them. In fact, they're more likely to not say it, to lie about it. But yet someone that says something, you quickly go and throw the jaw. How pathetic. And then I've got people that are threatening me later on and threatening to do things to my fucking animals, and nothing happens. They're just words. You should get over it. But yeah, if it was me, oh, it's a different story. But if it's them, why is it okay?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I know.
And then you grow up with this. You grow up. You try not to be what you are. What do you call it? Subject to. Try not to be what you are subjected to. It's hard to be a kid to grow up in that, and I can tell you, it's a hell of a lot in you to change. It's a lot. It's a lot to change. It's a lot not to snap.
Yeah.
Having people push you continuously to get a reaction. And my mum ignored it. And it did nothing. And I don't agree with it, but as soon as she went for him, it stopped.
Yeah.
After years worth of doing it the police's way, after years worth of doing it the council's way, well, we're doing everything we can. You know, there's not a lot we can really do until one of your kids turn up dead.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like your kids are going to turn up dead and then there's something that they can do about it.
No. They can't, can they? When
Look,
someone's-
inherently, it's not 100% the cop's fault, but there again... And then let's shadow ban all of this stuff. Let's hide all of this stuff because the changes are really going to happen about this. And you're just being very negative. You're projecting. You're being a victim mindset. No. Because if I'd have gone for any of you lot whilst pushing me, who would have played the victim in that moment? You know, when they're coming in and showboating in front of me, pushing me, you've gone for my pets. And then you hint about it. You hint about it. You know, it's just, oh my days. Oh my days. And some of it looks like it's possible that you've done it to my pets before. But it's hard to know. Some of it obvious, some of it not so obvious. And then it's like they hint. They gesture things. A bit like he used to gesture to me that he would, I'd just know, oi. Just remember, I can get your water. I know where your water is. And then I get a bill come through from my wife. Honestly, I thought he was going to poison it. But no, I think it turns out that he found a way to make it run.
Yeah.
So I was looking in a different area, trying to think, oh, I don't know if I want to drink this. I tell you what, that's paranoia.
Yeah.
I've already been poisoned. I don't think I want to go through that again.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, it's paranoia. No, the environment has taught me very well that even if I report this stuff, nothing gets done. Yeah, I say some hurty words and everybody's coming. And then you think it's going to kickstart an investigation into this side of it, and it doesn't. That's when being good no longer works.
Yeah.
And then you take justice into your own hands because it isn't working. If I had a group mentality, they would then be saying, oh, I wouldn't take that. Oh, I wouldn't take that. Oh, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing that. And then the group dynamic starts to then interfere with your mindset. And then the group starts to goad you in just like the same way the council and Saffron were doing it, the way they were bouncing off of each other. It's all a laugh. Are you sure it ain't your furniture? I mean, how did you say that with a straight face? Because, I mean, you nearly cracked a grin twice on that moment. And I bet that was said around, oh, yeah, I told him it was his furniture. See, these people push. Zero tolerance on violence. Why would people be violent to a group that are there to do good?
They shouldn't.
It doesn't make any sense, does it? It just doesn't. It just, again, protect us. Let's protect ourselves. And then if someone does react and sock you one, I mean, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for you not to react to it. As you can tell from that video, that ended my cat. There's been a few instances in my life where this has happened before. Now, this just confirms it. And then it's the people that are around at the time that witness all of this stuff. It's the people that are impressionable. Because, you know, again, if you're a loner, but they forget that loners do have people that come about. It's just not overly all the time.
Yeah.
And then they hear about this sort of stuff and then they're a bit like, And then how does that shape their mind about police officers and councils and cops? And then you start to wonder why these people are so hated. And then they're like, let's play victim. What did we do? We're so good. And then they're telling you to stop playing victim about talking about factual stuff. Can you imagine that? If someone calls up the police and they're like, look, I think you're being a victim. He's got a victim mindset on. And then they pick and choose who they want to work for. And again, that's based on group mentality. Are they seeing a file and then want to prove the file that they've seen so that they can be like, aha, see, we're right. See, told you. Look at that. Look. And then they push you. Oh, see, look, all of this stuff is true, look. So I watched it with my mom, with her patients. Her patients went on for a very long time. Amazing that everyone has said this to her when she talks about it, that your patience is something. I wouldn't have took that. And then you hear other people that when they ask about it or inquire about it, because, we've still got all of the stuff. We've still got all of the recordings as well, by the way. And, yeah, even when recording it, the police couldn't take those threats because he was in his own home. But yet, then I became perhaps a bit like that. I don't know how it kind of transpires that way. I was a bit like it. I learned how to say things that caused the most results, because that was most of my education, that was, you'd never get away from it.
Yeah.
And that becomes your education. Now, again, we've got the council that hosted this house rather than have an empty house. And I feel they weaponize it.
Yeah.
If they don't like you and they know that they've got a house, they remove all of the information and then move you into it, but say something very peculiar, which stands out when you look back, but you forget it. If you get any problems at all, don't hesitate to give us a call. Now, that stood out. And when you ask other people, did they say that to you? Did these people tell you that when you got your council house? No. Fucking hell, that's bizarre, innit? No, they never said anything like that. And then when it came out, and there was the first feud, the housing association and the council said, oh, that's funny, because we've never had any reports of this before. What a load of bollocks. That was a lie. It happened to 3 other families. Either you weren't listening or they didn't stay for very long.
And the neighbors knew as well something.
Yeah, and all of them knew about it.
The people who were...
It was normal to them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's normal.
Who were living around, not next.
But you see, if you want to now target someone, can you now use social housing to weaponize it?
Yeah.
Can you prevent people from getting jobs? Or make them so the jobs and then make the employers in those jobs make it really hard for them to be in that environment so that they fall down, have to claim a benefit, then they get evicted because they've palmed it onto someone. You got to understand something, that house that we were at before, do you notice how all the water started pouring in?
Yeah.
It started off as a little trickle and then it started into something massive.
Yeah.
Are you sure they didn't get told to do that?
No, I'm not sure about it.
You see, if they're really reluctant to do anything about it, could they have been told to do that?
Yeah.
So then it has to then go to something for a little bit of respite, give them enough time to find the most shittiest house that Saffron could have. And the council then drama it up, pick out a 3, and they found all of their crap houses. You see, when you run a society, you can pick all sorts of environments for people, and with all the right sort of people around. What are the right sort of people? Well, I could put military either side of you. I could put watchers beside you. I could put psychological people that work in psychology around in this area, and there's going to be this target here. And then we're going to attack him while he's under this environment. Or I'm going to attack her while she's in this environment. Why? Well, perhaps because this person might make my society look bad, because they could probably run it better than we could. So we got to kick them down. We got to break them. We got to snap them. We got to knock them down. Why have you got to do that? Because we like to keep this exactly the same as it is here. We don't want to change anything. We're quite happy taking money for you and giving them off to the bus service. We're quite happy taking the money from you and building. Right? It's basically, if you didn't own those buses, you've got two options. Use those electric buses to charge a cheaper fare than the petroleum ones.
Yeah.
And knock these businesses out, and then you've got public ownership. And then public ownership is every time everyone gets on a bus and pays a bus fare, you're paying the tax pot.
Yeah.
Social housing is the same thing. It's not social housing, it's private housing, version 2.0. Every time you pay your rent, you're paying in the tax pot, rather than a CEO's pocket and board member's pocket. You see, this is where it goes. But yet, that's fraud. So if everyone that's working at home or working, they can then apply to the council or the government and they'll give them electric vehicles, then swap them out for their petroleum, yeah? But you've done that for a company that is earning profit. Yeah, but they won't change it if we don't do it. And they'll wreck the environment. That's why everyone here is taxed and barely put on their fucking energy or their gas or their heating. Doesn't work for them.
No. You can do anything.
Well, there is another option though, isn't there? That's looking at it one way.
Yeah.
And then environment. Going through all of that stress in that environment while they're laughing to your face. While they're showboating, acting like showmen. And here, it feels like I've been placed. I told you this beforehand, this is what's going to go. I told you even before getting this property. I prepared you before it happened. I prepared my Litlands before it happened. But when we go here, because it's from Saffron, I've had a situation with these before and it weren't good. But okay, and I took the upbeat approach that I think that they've changed. I think that they've got worse. They've changed for the worse.
No. It's not right, is it?
And you tell me what type of environment that's doing that if I had lost my shite with them, and it was very hard to stay straight and narrow, and then afterwards they can say, we're just making you into a genius. Look, look, we're building you. We had to push down on you because that's what we wanted, was a genius. Hang on a minute, I was already doing this shit before you did this shit.
Yeah.
It was because I was reaching out to you. I was reaching out to you just before COVID came. I was reaching out to you much before that. Again, I only ever got one letter back from the government, and it was from Boris Johnson. You know, his secretary, but even still.
Yeah.
It was basically, it felt like I was just being palmed off because they had the problem with coming out of the EU.
Yeah.
And what's amazing, they used to blame the EU for this stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
they're
blaming government.
Yeah, they are blamed themselves.
So the same group of individuals blamed the EU, now they're blaming government. Now I'm saying that you have got more power than meets the eye. Everything's a civil matter. Someone steals something from a shop and the police come running in. Hey, officer, yeah? Isn't that a civil matter? Shouldn't they have their own law enforcement? Well, what do you mean? Well, you're using our council tax to go after someone for a corporation that doesn't pay a council tax. And if they do, it isn't fair, really, is it, that most of the people here are paying on a band here and you're paying here? What about if you get parking tickets? If the current ratio for all people, because it's got to be fair, is 30 quid, fine, 130 quid. To a poor person, 130 quid is how much to someone on benefits? They definitely ain't going to park on the double yellow lines. Now, what about if it's someone who's a working class? That's still a pain in the ass, but it's not quite. Now, what about someone that's earning £100,000 per hour? That's nothing. They earn that in a nanosecond.
Yeah.
Now, council tax, do the same thing, because it's exactly the same. Well, when we don't have comprehensive fining system, then speed tickets. I know people that have got so many points on their license. It's like, you know, you can say that 12 points and then it's wiped, yeah?
Yeah.
24? Keep going. That's the smallest number. They've still got their license. Why? Because they're paying the fine. But this person, little did you know, has a lot of money. That fine is far more cheaper for them to pay that than it is for anybody else. So who's more likely, if they get fined, to have the easy way out? Whereas if it was looked at your wage, yeah, they'll take your wage in if you're at the bottom end, don't get me wrong, but there again, not always. They might knock off 20 quid or £100, but 80 quid still, depending on where you sit on that spec, is still a lot of money, plus the points, plus the insurance premium. Who pockets from that insurance premium? So the police, paid from council tax, give you a fine that goes to the courts, and then you get a premium from a corporation called insurance, can put a premium on you.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't that money belong to the tax pot then? So why do we have another instance where your tax is filling the coffers of someone that's pulling millions? Now, someone on low income that has that insurance premium isn't that much. Is a lot, sorry. Someone that is on middle class is 50-50. And someone who's winning the lottery every single year, how much is that premium? Nothing. Who's more likely to repeat offend? The pauper, middle class, or someone that's got money?
The richest.
You see, I'm not allowed to say things about rich people because it sounds like I've got a problem with them. No, I don't have a problem with you per se. I got a problem with this system that apparently claims about fairness, equality, and all the rest of it, but I don't see any equality. Cool, they soon know your address when you don't pay the council tax, but when it comes to building things in your community, it's like they've lost it. Don't know where all their addresses are. Should we ask the businesses? We know where they are. Yeah, we'll go there and get a coffee as well. What do you want down in your town at Christmas? What colour lights should we get? We're thinking these, or these. Do you want to pick some? And you can tell the way they work. Why? Because these lights have never been seen before, but certain houses around the area have all got the same lights or what are in the town. Man, I can profile you pretty easy. Any way that you're connected with these lot by any chance? And look at your houses. Where'd you get the money for? Can you tell me what job you've got, please? What the fuck do I want to do that for? No offence, mate. Do you think they've got a position for me? Why's that? I want the fucking perks that come with this. How do you afford all of this? Then we've got people that are going into care homes. It's like a prison. It is a prison. I don't think I want that. Good. That's why we're giving you e-numbers. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
And then if we're doing it like that, and we're doing it like this, why is it that people that are on lower income are more likely to get sick at the end of life than people that are on a lot of dosh? Well, once again, let's do the traffic light system. The No Frills brand. How many freaking chemicals are in that? And then money being no object, well, are you going to argue over a brand or cheap? Brand or cheap? Brand or cheap? Well, you're not going to give a shit. You're going to go to the high end because you can afford it, right? Because that's what society has programmed you to believe. More money. Oh, I'm going for some of this, some of that, some of this. Oh, yeah, fucking right. And then you eat it. Now, does that affect your later on in life? Because it seems to me that it is.
Yeah.
That's sort of like kosher, plain in sight.
Yeah.
You don't need our version of it. I think that, isn't it a rabbi has to bless the food and no, it must be dealt with in a certain way.
Yeah.
But our version of it, the plain in sight version, is more expensive. You can't afford it. So you are going to eat this worse food. There isn't enough science on it to know what these ingredients are going to do. And even if there was, why is anyone going to pull the plug on that? You're insignificant. Yeah, you're causing the black hole budget, right? Why is anyone going to care about it? Oh my God, you're fit for work. Terminally ill people. Oh my days. People with mental. Oh my bloody days. Reverse it. You're too rich for this. Come on. Who's in control of how much money you get? The same people that are in control of how much tax you pay. And then sociology, or is it psychology? It's a you problem, it's a you problem, it's a you problem. Here's a pill, it's definitely a you problem. It is not. Oh, animal, look at you. This is a you problem, you know. But what about the ones in the pen over there, or am I in the pen? Ah, it doesn't matter. These ones, fucking upper class. You? Ugh, go away. I hear this. I saw someone who was unhomed then in the area, and any shop that I went into were complaining about the unhomed person being outside their shop. Did any of those CEOs at that shop that are complaining about the person that is unhomed and gossiping to other people about how bad this person is? I don't even know the person. He could be a nice person, just down on his luck.
Yeah.
But still, this person is so bad and making my shop look bad. It ain't a free shop, so fuck off. Did any of them put their hands in their pocket and go, you know what? Here you are, mate. Get yourself a hotel. Let me get you on your feet. Do you want a job? It goes to show, that is judging your character. I am judging your character. I don't watch what you do, kinda. I'm watching that because I'm assessing it. If I was in your position, I would be very different in that. Well, you're not me and I'm not you. Touche, I agree. But this person down on their luck is a bit of gossip to you, to other customers. And all the customers are sort of nodding along. And then I'm sitting there going, wow, this behaviour is very interesting. Let's hope that's never you one day. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right, actually. So you were agreeing with the owner of this shop about that person. And then when I say that to you, you're now agreeing with me. But I call you a hypocrite because that's what you are. Or maybe I helped you, if I want to turn it off through the offensive filter, I will say that I just seeked reason with you. And you found reason. But how long does that reason last for? Then these people look side-eyed at the person there. Why? Because you just got some insight that could be you one day. And then you're just a piece of gossip. Oh my God, you stink. Wait, what? Oh, I'm so sorry that we don't have the richest cologne like you. Since you're so artificial, you've turned our body smell that would be nice and attracting females in the old way. It was attractive. Did you know that our pheromones that leak out of us would have been attractive to females? We'd have used it to find a mate. All of this smell that comes off of us.
Yeah. And the same
with the female. You've been, oh, you smell nice. But now we made a problem out of it and then had to spray ourselves with stuff, which actually didn't come from that. It came from the frickin' toilets. And these same people that have been in this family business for God knows how long are the same ones that used to throw buckets of shit out of a window into the street below while walking around in it. Wow, that's amazing to see the tables have turned after a while, but... Now, I know this person can hear what's being said, but he has to stay there because that's where he's found his... That's where he's dealing with his situation because he doesn't know where to go. Some people were really freaking nice, but these people were very few and far between.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not on about the certain people with a camera. Look at me, I'm about to give this person here. Look at me, I'm giving this person some food here. Look, basically, would you like to give me some likes? Would you subscribe to my channel for doing all of these good things? Without this camera, it really changes me. Money wouldn't change me, but your likes will change me. Watch me go out there and do this good job. Aren't I beautiful? Remember to subscribe to my channel, please. And then everyone's like, yay, look at this nice person. And it's like, fuck yeah, now, mate. Oh my God, that person's so nice. And the algorithm's just like, oh, I'm going to lap this shit up. I'm lapping this up. You couldn't get any more fake, could you? Oh, this is beautiful. Touch my like button. I'm an algorithm that loves it. Oh, you're tickling my pickle every time you hit that subscribe button for this person. Oh, that's basically endorphins and, you know, that sort of euphoric rush for the algorithm. Magnet to fakery. It really is. And then anyone that's being real in the world, it's like, oh my God. Oh, this one stinks. Sorry, I didn't put my cologne on today. Oh, wait. Did I brush my teeth? Yeah, I brushed my teeth. So, it still smells of shit, though. That's probably because I'm talking it. But anyway, still, right, you know, the whole situation here is sort of, it's very, very strange, you know. So, but there are, thankfully, but at the same time, these people have barely got enough money of their own to give to people like this. Yeah. And yet they are able to do it. Yeah. They would make good council individuals to work in a council. And females is usually the ones that really do this without ever pulling out a phone. And that is a fucking beautiful thing to see. It's that nurturing. I think that is what's coming out there. It's not everybody and it's very rare, but that is a restoring in humanity, even though it's very few. And then other people are walking by, you're like, you should just get a fucking job, mate. Yeah, fucking scrubber. Oi. And then you look at these people and you're like, you do know you can't get a job if you haven't got a
address.
If you haven't got a house. Yeah, but it's his fault why he got there, and it No, I think it's all of our fault why people are getting like this, that we're one of the 9th richest nations in the world, and yet, wow, where is it? Where it's on the king's head, innit? Houses of Parliament made of gold didn't cost nothing, did they? Well, it depends. You put value in gold? Hey, I'm not knocking it, I'm just doing whatever it is, to be honest, so... And then it makes me wonder about psychology and all of this, and sociology, and environment, and our environment changes us. It's not the money, it's the environment, right? So what? Some of us have humanity when we get rich. I get that, I appreciate that. Well, I think it's our environment. That when we're upper level, and then if this person is on then benefits to get out of a homeless situation because no one will give him a break, and then you've got, I wouldn't let you into my house, no DSS, no children, and definitely none of that. But have you got any empty houses? Of course I have. Do you have any spare places for people to work here? Of course we do. But you can't give this person... And there again, this then makes government look pretty fucking good, because you are in the area, they are not, and you could give this person a break. Yeah. You've got more ability to give this person a break than they have. And then you can look at that, because I've got to be fair, and say that at least if they knew about this person, they would at least try and give him a break. But what's that then say about you? Yeah. You see, it's in steps. This is in stages. So yes, on one hand, it's shitty,
Yeah.
but you would expect them to pull the leash on these types of individuals. They aren't half watching you, know every kid that's apparently breaking the Christmas lights. How do you know these people in this shop, the ones that are moaning about the kids breaking the lights, aren't actually just trying to get the lights so that they're never put up? Perhaps they don't like Christmas. See, you've got to be very careful of that. They are watching, they're gossiping, they know the ins and outs of a duck's ass about everybody. Or like, it's that one. And then, you know, you see them slag off one customer, and then another customer to the next customer.
Then
sort of like,
that one leaves, and then it's again.
And then it's to the other one. Oh, hello! Oh, God, you hear that? Fucking hell, it's like this, and this. What the fuck is this?
That's the worst that can be. Oh my God.
Does it come with a territory? And they know everything about everybody. But, you know, anyway, so I'm just going to fizzle this one out, but still. Does it mean that we should hate it? No. But does it mean that we should have a change in? That's the question. That is the question. It's not about, let's riot, let's protest, let's do... No. It's about looking at it and thinking, is there a better way from this? Is there a way we can all move forwards together in this? Do we not see ourselves? Do we need to kick up the arse now and again? I don't think it's money that changes us, right? I really don't. I think it's our environment that when we've got such a massive amount of everything and everything gets neater, right? You got the money to do it, and if you don't want to do it, you can pay someone to do it. But there again, I might be tight about my money, and I'll do it myself, thank you. I'll save myself a few quid. And then you change your environment. Does this then change you because your sociology, in a sense, has changed? And it's very easy to say that these people need to get a job and do this and all right. And then as soon as they get on benefits to get a foot up, these people are being told, it's people like you that I have to pay all my taxes to. And then you ask the person, anyone in your family receive benefits or have ever received benefits? I don't know if that's got anything to do with you. Yeah, my sentiment exactly. But since his life's got something to do with you, does your life have something to do with me? You say no, but it's all right for you to say it about him, but it's not okay for me to ask about you. Well, why do you ask anyway? Well, if it's people like him, do you think that anyone in his life has ever worked? Or do you think their whole family have been on benefits? All of it. Man, they got pretty far in life considering they were claiming benefits. Gee, you know, a few decades ago, there weren't no such a thing. We were living in the times of the Scrooge era. Man, it's great to see that the government has evolved, but yet the shops really have not, have they? Still doing the same thing. Humbug!
Yeah, humbug.
Fuck 'em! Are the workhouses still this? Are the prisons still there? Why, yes, sir, I'm afraid they are. Oh, good, because I thought that you was going to tell me that they had shut down. Humbug to all my taxes. Ma. Wait, what fucking taxes? Oh, we pay this, we pay that, we pay this. How much do you pay yourself? Well, about this much. How much have you paid into the pot? What fucking... this much. And how much have you earned? Like this. Scrooge McDuck type of fucking this much.
Yeah.
I'm Cyril Sneer. You're going to have to look him up. He's got a pink bent nose. Man, he looks weird. And he smokes a cigar.
Yeah, I know.
You know the one? Cyril Sneer.
I know.
That type of money. God, how are they going to dive into... Wait, could you imagine rebranding that program? What are you going to jump into? A bunch of nothing zeros on the end of a one. It's going to bring a new whole meaning to it when you go over to credit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they won't. He will dive into a quantum computer of zeros and ones, yeah?
He will be swimming in between those.
Or a one plus loads of zeros. You had nothing. I'm going to raise you nothing. And now your nothing has made something. Each zero you get, each nothing you get on the end of your zero adds you more. You add 10,000 and I add another zero.
Yeah.
Who knew that getting nothing could make something? That's fucking interesting.
Yeah.
In this rate, they'll be able to calculate 0 add 0 makes 1. Oh wait, doesn't it? No, does it? Doesn't it? It means nothing before, but when you put it after the 1, it means something. Well, yeah, it feels like maths are broken to me. Let's remove the 0 and go up in 9s. I'm sorry. Oh dear. Oh, that's too much work. Okay, that is a little complex. But yeah, so do you see that when the group mentality of doing something, doing nothing, sometimes can be an act of being good becomes bad. And then doing something can be seen as bad. But then the group will massage you to go over. So therefore, would a group of small numbers, if they knew that you were not a loner and had more people around you and were more popular, would they even try that shit? Because there's more impressionable people.
Yeah.
So you'll hear that. Ignore it, it will go away. And then, Mum, I have been ignoring it and it's getting worse. That's because you're a weak link. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. I'm taking your advice and all the teachers' advice to do nothing. I've done nothing, it's got worse. And then you're saying it's because I'm a weak link? Because you won't stand up for yourself. Oh my fucking... Oh. You asked me to add 0 to this. And I do it. And rather than, well done, lad. Or is it because you lot don't want to admit that you're wrong? That doing nothing actually didn't do anything? Yeah, but if we do something, we're just worried that it might amplify it. Wait, what? Well, if we tell them off, that could make you get more of this. So you could make it worse. Yes. So if I do nothing and it's still getting worse, well, you know, it's just the kind of way things are. So you should stand up for yourself. Then you stand up for yourself or defend yourself. And then that's bad. Wow, this is so complex. Anyway, I'm glad I got that shit out of my system. But still, I was looking at this whole good and bad sort of thing, to be honest, and how one can see it as good, another one can see it as bad. Doing nothing, other people in a group will say, I wouldn't have stood for that. I wouldn't have stood for that. I definitely wouldn't have stood for that. And then I'm like, have you ever gone through anything like this in your life? Nah. Yeah, because you don't stand for it.
Yeah.
And then you're a good person. Yeah, I am. But I wouldn't stand for that. Well, what would you do? I'd fucking sort it out, mate. I fucking hell, I guess the alpha male does work then. Just look big, look mean. And then if I'd have pumped some iron and I'd have got really big and showed my muscles out, sat there drinking a load of fucking creatine shakes, protein, and got really big and buff and sort of walked around like I shat myself, do you reckon they'd have started any shit? Because your presence without saying anything would have made them sort of, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Or maybe it'll be more like this. What's wrong with you? Oh my days, come on, it's just funny, but still. I don't know, you know, what's wrong with you? I'm working on a new dance.
Yeah, you are.
You don't smell that, do you? Oh, I meant that. I've done a bit of both. Do you smell both? No, I don't. It's my cologne, it's strong. But yeah, so anyway, interesting. So very interesting, swings and roundabouts, but I often look at the world and just wonder it. But prison makes me very interested in the way that it seems like, what happens if we apply that get all your needs looked after to society? Does it actually make things better?
Yeah.
And I'll say, no, look at all of these rich people that then, because they're entitled, look at what they do. They cause loads of misery. But how do I know that isn't an act?
Because they get their needs looked after, so they are happy themselves. So they make it hard for others.
Judge! The prisons are overflowing. What are we going to do? There's just too many in there. Will you be patient? Come on, wait your turn. Wait, my fucking... What? Wait, what? There's loads of them. Look at the waiting list for the prisons. Just be patient. Next. Oh, wait. These ones aren't released for another 5 years. We got a 5-year waiting list. This is backlogging. What are we going to do? Nothing. You're going to be patient. But they committed more crimes. Just be patient. You know, that song called Happy? Just go play it. I'm happy. Anyway, I don't want to get, like, you know. But still, that would be some sort of patience. But then you come to a doctor and in need of fucking some treatment. And it's like, you got to have some patience. And then someone's coming through with a large amount. What do you got? I got tons of money. Oh, right this way, sir. Oh, of course you just changed the environment with that trolley full of cash. Come on. And he jumped the queue. I've been fixed. But how many people had to wait in order for you to get fixed? Well, privatization, I guess. And then in society, in those types of things, we can't profit off of prisons. Why not? Human rights. Oh, all right then. Oh, okay. Somebody terminally ill? How much money you got? We don't call this social for nothing. Come on. Oh, yeah. Milking the cow here. You got any cash? I don't know if I can afford it. What have you got for collateral? I got some furniture in my house, I suppose. That'll do. 5 years from now. I don't know if I got 5 fucking years. Have you seen the size of this? Look, we're too busy. You got to be patient. Okay, it's not doctor's fault, but you know, fucking hell, man, they'll build more prisons as quick as that. Yeah. Police officers, not criticising you terribly much because you're not in control of a lot of things. Fuck it, I am. You know, you say that you don't like your police station. I don't like the look of some of these doctors' surgeries. I mean, they look like they last had some fucking lick of paint in circa at 1850. Some of the carpet is so fucking worn out and it's got lots of black staining on it. You know, I mean, but you don't like your police station. I mean, let's just fucking make the prisoners. It's not for me, it's for the prisoners. I'm out the office all the time. I'm out on the streets getting rid of crime. I have got no need to be in this building. Most of them shut at night. It's interesting, they got solar panels. Who the fuck are you giving that energy to? I don't think the public's tenancy agreement allows for that. No solar panels. But that's like fucking us paying an energy bill, fucking taxing off of a tax, that. Oh yeah, quite right. Quite right, I understand. I just don't like the building, it's shit here, it's giving us depression. Should we knock it down and build another one? Yeah, alright then. Well, you're good at that, I can tell. The amount of wars you've had, you're very good at that. Let's build you a new police station. Look how spanky clean this fucker is. And then you look at how big that place is, that cop station. Could you imagine if that was a hospital? Waiting lists fucking down.
Yeah.
And then there's more job opportunities, decent jobs, not factory jobs. Sorry, corporations, sorry. But is it true the government own factories? Where does that come from in the Scrooge movie? I was wondering if the workhouses are not trying to fill that. Is that really true, or is that just a lump of bullshit? Is that whole movie bullshit? I don't think so. Charles Dickens.
Workhouses, I think they were either owned or somehow organized by government, weren't they? And people went there and they had place to live and they had to work 6 days a week, I think.
So let me get it straight. We take a tax off of the poor.
Huh?
And then we build shit for the rich.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Well, come on, corporations, you've got to pay a tax. Well, fuck off. I'm going to pay a tax to get it back later. All right then. Okay, now, chill out. Fucking hell, let's hope the rest of them don't figure that out. Fucking hell, oh my god, it's fucking crazy, isn't it? And then there's not one corporation that has built a dentist for the needy?
Nothing for needed. Nothing really important.
Look, come on, we're going to help you jump the queue. Come on. Have you got some money? No, I don't. And I'm afraid you might as well start a funeral plan. I can't even afford that. I suppose there's a cardboard box. There's a couple of rabbits digging some holes, maybe some old badger pits. We can throw you in a few of those if you want. Or we can just burn you. But that's going to cost you. How much? £6,000 for a fucking lighter? Cheap. What about an ocean burial? You ever considered that? Space burial. Oh, sorry, a bit more like this, I think. We're going to charge the rich a lot of money so that they can be put into some tanks, that we can freeze them. Have you guys ever heard of space? Yeah, but then they were like... I mean, but it's fucking cold up there, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not cold enough. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Uranus? How cold is that? Well, I suppose we can stick you on Pluto. Anyway, right, we've got to leave it there. There you are. Just chew in the fat. That's all I'm doing on that one, and I just wanted to just get rid of it. Been thinking about it. Hopefully it's gone. Mwah.
What?
Mwah.